During the show. I apologize in advance. Well, with that being said, we're going to bring out our first guest for the Geek Show. You may have noticed his work on Giant Bomb. He's now a senior reporter at Kotaku.com. You can also see him online at his YouTube channel with the playlist Spookin' with Scoops. Let's show a clip.
Where's the video?
Just imagine a video. So, there we go.
Woo!
Right.
What the fuck am I supposed to do? Oh, the power system's on. I don't know. Block the vents? Oh! I just saw something.
That was scary.
Who actually got scared of that too?
I got scared.
Perfect, great. Let's welcome to the stage Patrick Klepek, everybody.
High school. Shout out, I'll take it.
Patrick, how you doing?
Well, you know, after you get onto a stage, after watching so normally when I do that stuff on the internet, it's on the internet. I don't see anyone laughing at me.
Sure.
Weird pixels on the internet, but I'm glad that a couple people got scared too. That makes me feel a little bit better about it.
Can I level the playing field with you?
Oh, absolutely. That happens to me on a daily basis.
Silent Hill 2.
Yep, great game.
Yeah, one of my favorite games, one of the scariest games of all time. I punched myself in the face because I was holding the controller and a nurse came around the corner and I actually went right in the face. I had to explain to my parents that I had a bruise. And it became one of those, like, did you fall into a door things? Like, who at school is hitting you?
I was talking to my wife about this backstage. I had this great moment. So when I usually do the Spookin' with Scoops, like, it's usually like by myself, like my wife's gone to sleep, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna play these scary games, do them on the internet, like it'll be really fun. And we moved back to Chicago about a year and a half ago, and for a little while we were living with my mom just because like we were like looking for a new place and so I decided like, you know what, I haven't done one of these in a while. We were working out of like this back room in my parents' place, and decided that like I'm gonna do this. I want to play these scary games, and then half an hour in, all of a sudden I hear the door open. And I'm like, well, maybe that's my wife, like maybe my dog has to like get walked, like that'd be inconvenient. And all of a sudden, like, my mom and three of her friends just start like walking right past me. And like all of a sudden, like people in all the chat room were like, who are all those adults behind you? I was like, they're just gonna drink in the back room, that's fine. I'm trying to play this scary game, but ignore all those adults. Like
It's the Golden Girls.
Yeah, exactly. We're still immersed in this experience. Don't worry about it.
That's a horror game I want to see. Like something at like a nursing home.
Yep.
And you can create a real sense of dread because they can't go very fast. It's a valid idea. But so you could have like an enemy that's maybe not even that fast, but the walker can go.
Exactly. And just kind of slowly move your way along.
So I know that we were talking backstage about next week you have a big interview coming up, and Let's Plays are just like the biggest thing right now. It seems like everybody is able to just go on YouTube and do Let's Plays and give that experience to people that aren't able to play those games. Why do you think that's such a big thing in the industry right now?
I don't know. It pays my checks though.
That's a great answer.
I just move on with that. No, I think it's really interesting. 5-10 years ago, you couldn't watch anyone play games, and now like you can just log on to Twitch, you can log on to a bunch of different services, and suddenly you can watch people play games, like whether they're playing them like speed runs, which are people that play games and they try and do them in a really fast way. They try and break the game so that you can watch like them like kind of glitch through a wall and like beat a game that should take you 16 hours, and suddenly they've done it in 5 minutes. And
Like Legend of Zelda in 16 seconds.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's so cool to watch. Or the stuff I do, where it's like I play horror games, and a lot of folks, when you watch a horror movie, the movie keeps going when you cover up your eyes, or you read a book and skip the pages. But when you play a game, like, hey, you've got to get around the corner, or that enemy that's coming at you, hey, you've got to get around that.
Yeah.
So people like watching that stuff because it allows them to enjoy an experience that maybe they want to have, but they don't want to actually go through the whole rigmarole of actually playing it. And so I think it makes a lot of sense, and it's really interesting to watch this sort of phenomenon occur where we look at games as sort of a passive medium, kind of like movies or books, where you just sort of experience them, but not necessarily be the person with the controller, and you can still have a really good time.
Yeah, you have all the power in that situation. You're going to be the one that ends up forwarding the action of the game, whether in a movie, like Chris and I tried watching the new Evil Dead.
Sure. Terrifying.
Yeah.
Lot
And
of
I was like, I'm going to go work on something in the other room, and the movie will still be on, so it's technically like I'm still watching it.
Right.
I didn't watch any of that movie. I saw the first 15 minutes, and I was like, I saw it, sure. But with a game, I actually have to advance the action, so it's all on me. Like, the onus is on the player to do that stuff.
Yeah, like for example, a game I was playing through last year, it's a game called Outlast, and you sort of like break into this
Yeah, I know
mental
Outlast.
asylum. Yeah, man, and they put out like this add-on where you go, it was rough. So, okay, so you break in again, and I don't know why you're breaking into this facility a second time. It seems like a bad idea.
Sequels.
Exactly, because of course. And so you get kidnapped, and then all of a sudden you wake up and you look above you, and like you're strapped to this table. You're looking around with like the mouse, and you're like who's around me? And this guy comes over with a chainsaw. I'm like, well, this seems bad. I am strapped to this I'm strapped to this table with a chainsaw. And then you look down, and you're like, I have no clothes on. This seems even worse.
I remember playing this. I blotted it out of my mind.
Because
This was bad.
he takes his chainsaw and he's like, he puts it in your face. You're like, well, yeah, that would be bad. And then he puts it in your arms. You're like, that would be equally bad. And he says like, what if I put it near your dick? That would be the worst.
That's why I stopped.
And then it happens, and you don't have to look at it. You can like kind of move your mouse up and look away from it. Like I don't want to watch that. But you know what's happening.
No, they're like that's something that even the sounds would.
It's bad.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that there's a lot of games that are really scary, games that are super hard that people put themselves through the gauntlet to beat. Like Bloodborne is all my friends love Bloodborne. I have put a few hours into that game, and I think I've died at least 50 times. And it's the sort of thing where I know that's part of how the game's I know that's how you learn, like you die to learn, but
Just like in life.
yeah.
Just reincarnate and come back as Captain America.
This
Just
is,
like the comics. Like that's how that works, right?
Yeah, you come back. Never mind. If I open that Pandora's box, it's not going to be closed. But it's interesting that people want to. It's like they want to hurt themselves by playing these games that are not like Bloodborne is fun because it's well made. But there's some games out there that it's not even fun to play because they are so hard.
Yeah, I mean, games like that are made in which, a lot of the games that come out these days are competing for your attention. And so by competing for your attention, they really want you to see what they've spent money on. Like, hey, we spent $10 million on this thing. We'd like you to see what we spent $10 million on. And games like Bloodborne, games like Dark Souls, they say, you know what? If you can't hang, that's fine. Like, just walk away. They basically tell you, yeah, you might not be good enough for this. And they're okay with that. And lots of other games are out there that you can play, but this game says, it's like negging. It's like, not good enough. You could keep playing, but maybe you just suck.
I love that we've just equated Bloodborne to negging.
It's really how I feel, because when I die and I realize I screwed it up, I'm like, I could have done that better.
Well, it's like there's a few game over screens where if you don't press continue, they show your character getting mutilated even more.
Yep.
As if it's like, yeah, you did this to them. This
Yeah.
is entirely your fault. And then I put the controller down and I feel like an asshole.
Yeah, because you should.
Thank you.
Because you're not good
You're
enough.
negging me right now.
I'm negging you to play the game that's going to neg you.
Well, all right. Speaking of games that will end up negging me, E3 is coming up soon.
Yep.
And fall is going to be a clusterfuck.
A lot of video games. The Batman Arkham Knight is coming out.
I may be sick from work when that game comes out.
I won't won't tell anyone, except I'll tell everyone.
Perfect. Great. When Mass Effect 3 came out, I said it was at a BioWare conference.
Yeah, man, that sounds very convincing.
It was good.
And if anyone looked up, they're like, that seems like the company that made that game.
And I took a full week.
I know. There's a lot of panels. You got to get up early and go to the keynote.
You need to meet
which is
everybody
loading
on the
your
ship.
save.
There was so much controversy around it when.
And then you got to network and have some drinks afterwards.
Yeah,
and
because you got to go on the Cerberus network.
Man.
How many
Life
people
is
get
tough.
this conversation right now?
I say, like, if there's any kind of crowd, then I think you're safe.
When Dragon Age came out, they were wise to my scheme.
Mm-hmm.
It just came out in
Oh,
November.
you use BioWare conference again?
Well, no, because
Several times a year. Unless you say, like, BioWare East, like, you have to, like, change the geography of it. Like, what are you doing here? You know how to skip work?
somebody sold me up the river because I had a different boss. Somebody. Mark.
Ooh, okay.
No,
Hey,
but-
wow, that's, I don't want to talk about that.
He'll see this and be like, I can't believe you naked me on stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually, like, I was all good to go, and my boss comes up
A
to me
full
and
week, though? You were going to
Yeah.
do the full week the second time?
Well, we were going to do a show, then I was going to take the next 2
Uh-huh.
days and be like, processing video and talking to people from Dragon Age.
Processing
I'm a very persuasive person when I
I mean,
actually...
anyone that doesn't know what that means, like, oh, I gotta go edit some videos, and it's like, oh yeah, that probably seems like
I need to go
it
drop
takes
off
2
some
days.
videotapes. I'm
Mhm.
like, oh god, this is serial killer.
Yep.
But I was out the door, and someone said, hey Aaron, isn't Dragon Age coming out? And I was like, oh god, shut your mouth. Right next to my boss.
Okay.
And my boss the entire time was like, oh, it's Dragon Age. What's that? I was like,
Oh no, which Dragon Age?
it's-
Oh, you're
yeah. And then I nagged him, saying,
Okay.
oh, this game must be too hardcore for you. Yeah. And then I got fired. Apparently they don't
You should
like...
have been like, you must have been a Dragon Age 2 fan. And,
Oh,
like,
do
really
you want to
just
do
made
this
fun of
right
them.
now?
No, I don't. I just know that's a way of insulting someone. I've never played that game.
See, I'm a
but I
Dragon
know I
Age
can
2.
insult people in video games.
I'm a Dragon Age 2 apologist.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. There's like me and Chris.
You need a week off to like just kind of work through that.
Yeah, I need to go to
I'm doing a Dragon Age 2 apologists conference. Like that, you do need a week.
That sounds too
to mount
specific.
to mount a convincing argument for why that game's okay. Then you probably need a week.
No, see, it's okay. It's like that needs to be the first game you play because
Mhm.
it's bad.
Yeah,
when you-
okay, so just set your expectations
Yeah,
low.
right.
And work
So
from
when you
that.
play the next ones,
Okay.
you're like, oh, they got really good. Wait, this was the second one? It's kind of like if you show somebody Phantom Menace, and then you
Uh-huh.
show them Empire,
Uh-huh.
they're like, oh, okay.
Oh,
let's
this
never...
isn't terrible.
Yeah, it's just, we'll never watch that one again.
Okay.
But because, like, we all saw Phantom Menace after Empire, so, you know, it's a bad movie anyway, but how are you going to beat Empire anyway?
It's true. Phantom Menace is like 90 minutes of your time, like Dragon Age 2 is like 85 hours of your time.
Really, Phantom Menace felt like 80 hours of my life.
Alright, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
So of all the games coming out this fall, I'm super excited about Batman. I'll be at the conference for that.
And I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited for Batman to come out conference. There's just a lot of panels about like just like Batman stuff in general. I'm excited about it. Batman vs Superman looks kind of shitty, but I'm still excited about it.
There'll be all the
Zack
Batman.
Snyder's a bad director, but whatever. It's Batman's in it.
So you're saying we're Snyder apologists?
No.
That's worse than Dragon Age 2 apologists.
Zack Snyder about this?
I'm not saying
like-
you are, but there's got to be one.
Please don't. No. Well, like Watchmen was a good movie because it was based on good source material, not because it was. a
So
good
was
movie.
300. That was.
Exactly.
I know.
Out aside from the audience, hard to tell which way in that direction.
I
it
think
went,
someone
though.
just hung themselves.
Yeah. Oh no.
The sheer thought caused me to die.
Oh no, we're talking about Zack Snyder again.
Don't say his name. He's like Beetlejuice. They try to make everything grim dark.
Beetlejuice. Don't say Zack Snyder's name in front of.
Sean Vance too.
Well, like Candyman as well. Like Zack Snyder, and then he just makes a bad movie behind. It's more like a mediocre movie that you'll try and rationalize as a better movie than it actually is.
No, we've said as much as we
Really
can say
good
about
for
Man
art.
of Steel. It's fine. We've all been sucker punched by Zack Snyder. I was aware of that pun. I think the game I'm most excited for, though, is Star Wars Battlefront. just because it's Battlefront and it's Star Wars. And I've seen no gameplay.
Well, because it might not quite be a game yet.
Well, it's DICE, so it's not going to be a game when it's released.
But you know, the idea behind Battlefront is really cool. Like the idea that, you know, like 32 of your friends can go up against 32 of your friends, and like
Assuming that
control-
you have 32 friends.
Look, I don't want to insult your audience, but you know, you can do that. You know, just find yourself.
I'll get all my
but-
Dragon Age 2 comrades. I'll beg them to play this game, but they'll be playing with Hawk and Dragon Age 2 still, probably.
You know, but the idea that you like, you know, people control like ATs and like all this stuff, like that you can go and like play like Hawk, and like everyone can like control like a little like element of that battlefield. Like all that stuff sounds like really fun. Like, you know, I think those games, you think about the space battles and stuff like that, and there's all this stuff you can do, and you're not gonna be able to do all of that in that game, but I just think we're all so excited to kind of like relive a lot of those classic moments.
We want it to be good again.
It's been just long enough that you've forgotten that you want to relive those classic moments again, that to kind of be able to walk through that like in a video game is just so much exciting, because you do get to control a little bit of that. Like you can control Darth Vader for a little bit, you can control Boba Fett for a little bit, like you can control like a bunch of the stuff that you get excited about when you watch the movies. And I think that's what's so cool about games, right? Is like that it gives you a little bit of agency and a little bit of interactivity with the thing that we dream about so much. And you know, for folks that don't play games, like that's the thing that you try and like express to them all the time. It's like, man, all the stuff that you like sort of dream about, or like when you watch the movies, like that's so cool. It's like you can do that in games. Like when the new Batman game comes out this summer, like you can be Batman
In that game, it
rap
makes
about
you
people.
feel like Batman.
Yeah.
Like the Superman game, you can fly.
Yeah.
The rest of it sucks, but you can fly. That's like all I want from that game. I want to experience that feeling of flying through the air, and you know, interactive media just does it in a way that books or movies just can't. It's interesting. When Star Wars Battlefront was announced, I immediately got all my friends on the thread, and I said, we need to play this. We can do all these great things. Chris wanted to be like one of the Nyan Nump guys.
Mhm.
But yeah, I know.
Confirming from the backstage.
Confirming. Cody wanted to be an Ewok.
Someone's got to be.
And like all I picture is like me as Boba Fett, and Ewok, and Nyan Nump, and like Endor, killing the Rebel Alliance, and some fanboy watching us on Twitch being like, this isn't how it's supposed to be. Cannon! That Ewok's supposed to be wearing a brown tunic. Green? Ah!
Yeah, I'm gonna get pre-order BB-8 bonus, and I'm just gonna be like around the
Oh
ground,
my
just
God.
like.
Can we talk about how crazy that is?
It's really good.
Like the sense of awe and wonder is in my eyes.
Here's $300. How do I get BB-8 in my living room?
It's gonna be an iPhone. It's gonna be like a toy that's controlled by your iPhone.
Yeah, so they already announced that, but it's like really small. It's like the size of this beer cup as opposed to this big.
So you get multiples and you make an army.
Okay, so I have 4 BB-8s. That's
That's 4.
My dog is terrified of these BB-8s already.
I think the game that I'm in the fall, besides Star Wars,
Sure.
Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Because Metal Gear is like that soap opera that never ends.
Yeah. You
it's-
kind of wish it did.
Well, yeah, and it's like
Please stop.
you
but-
should be
okay.
dead, but we're here to support you.
Uh-huh.
I find it interesting that people are attaching their names to games now. Like Hideo Kojima is so closely affiliated with Metal Gear Solid, and we're starting to see studio heads like really become like celebrities in that way, like Cliffy D and stuff. What do you think that might look for the industry?
Well, I think it's interesting. You know, I think often when I talk to people about video games, it's like music. You have like a general sense of how music is made, rather than think of an instrument. Like movies, you have a general sense of how movies are made, like a camera. I think people maybe generally think it's like, well, you get in front of a computer and a video game is made, right? But that is like true, and it isn't true. And then also, we don't tend to really celebrate the folks that make these games. Like there is this, everyone knows Steven Spielberg, or George Lucas is, but like no one knew that. Like a guy that made 3 okay movies and like 3 bad movies.
That's the right answer.
And we don't really know about that much with games, and I think a lot of people play video games. Like a lot of people don't consider themselves gamers necessarily, but like they play Candy Crush, they play Farmville. Like you play games, like Wii Sports, that's games. Like those, the guy who made Wii Sports is the guy who made Super Mario Brothers. Like we don't make that connection necessarily, but that is absolutely true. And I think what's going to be interesting in the years to come is that games are now no longer stigmatized. Comics are no longer stigmatized. Like comic movies, whether you like them or not, or you like ones or hate certain ones, like you wish Zack Snyder would stop, but he keeps making them, and
We just need to take him out.
but like he's responsible for making a lot of that stuff more mainstream. And by making, you know, Superman, Batman, they're already mainstream. But like he's gonna hopefully make like Aquaman and Wonder Woman, like hopefully help them make more mainstream, which makes by virtue of them being more popular in movies, makes the comics more acceptable, makes games more acceptable, and like what we're gonna hopefully see in the coming years is that these things that people like in this audience and like things that we celebrate, we're made fun of for when we were kids for enjoying, like, and that's shitty and that's stupid. Like we're just enjoying things the same way that everyone else is enjoying things. You just, for whatever reason, don't enjoy them, and you want to make fun of us for it. But now they're movies, and now you think they're cool, you asshole.
I had a friend in grade school that stopped talking to me because I started reading Spider-Man comics.
Yeah.
And then, Facebook, years later, I'm at the Spider-Man 2 premiere. I'm so excited. Joke's on him, it was amazing Spider-Man 2, but still, like, I came full circle and I'm like, you like this now.
Yeah.
I never made fun of you for liking Little Giants when we were little. That movie's a classic anyway. It's still pretty good. Patrick, when I asked you to come on the show, I issued you a challenge.
You did.
I said I wanted to play a game with you, but I didn't tell you what the game was.
It's like Saw. You're just like, I'm gonna play this game. I'm not gonna tell you what it's about. And then even when I was backstage, he's like, you see this thing with a cloth over it? This is what we're going to do.
I'm going to put my hand in this, and I'm going to take it. So we're going to bring the glass shield down. They paid to see this happen. But I know that everyone will know what the game is. I was able to get some footage of this game in action, and I'd like to roll it right now so everyone can see it. Imagine.
I'd love if it was part of the slideshow. I gotta pull it up and it's processing.
So, Patrick, how you doing?
I mean, while we wait, Zack Snyder still sucks.
That's 3 times he's gonna come and make Sucker Punch 2, and we're gonna blame you for it.
I actually didn't think Man of Steel was as bad as he should Hold on. So, in context of just that movie, I think it's as bad as most people make it out to be. But at least what I think is interesting about the follow-up that they're doing, they at least appear to be responding to criticism, right? Like it does seem weird that he snapped that guy's neck and that like half of the city like fell, as opposed to like you accept that in things like the Avengers because it is sort of goofy and lighthearted, and like when buildings fall and millions of people die, you're like, ha 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 ha, but Chris Hemsworth is pretty good looking, right? But like it's a different kind of world, right? Like it's played for a little more laughs as opposed to Man of Steel, which is like, we're taking this shit seriously. In addition to this crossfire.
Everyone, if you want my Link Between Worlds desktop background, let me know. Give me that file.
It's sometime again. The ultimate challenge. Crossfire.
I told Dana to do like a flourish, and it's like, here's this thing. Chris, will you load the ball bearings?
Sure.
So it's incredibly difficult to find a full game of Crossfire.
I was gonna say, there's things missing.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
There's a lot of pieces missing on this.
It's a combination. So I had to make do. So we're gonna play a game of tug of war with the Link Amiibo.
Okay.
And to do this, I'm gonna bring up Eric Garneau from the Nerdlogs to act as our official referee. Yeah, I really hate a comedy organization in Chicago. So here's how the game will be played with the parts we have.
Okay.
We will be aiming the ball bearings at Link.
Yep.
He is just light enough where he can be moved with the ball bearings.
Alright, I'm just testing.
John Craig, if you can play a song for 45 seconds, we're going to try to get Link either into each other's depository.
There's an extra one I'm gonna put it in.
Oh, it's cheating.
You didn't give me any rules. You didn't even tell me what this game was. None of it counts like cheating for me.
If at the end of 45 seconds it's more on your side, I win. If it's more on my side, you win.
Okay.
And I'm going to hand this off to Eric to referee.
Alright.
And Eric, you can give us a countdown.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, crossfire! Oh man. I don't know why it's well on Aaron's trying to do well. I don't know. It was like just barely Aaron's win, and then Patrick decided to tip the board. So it was really Aaron's win. It was like right here, so it was yours anyway.
Do we need a round 2? Yes.
Yeah!
All right, let's, It's an easy joke, and it's okay.
Well, excuse you.
Oh,
Let me know when you're set because, Aaron, I have a song just for you.
wait, what?
I have a song just for you. Let me know when we're set.
Oh, no, okay. This is the theme to Dragon Age 2? It's an instrumental.
Listen, no tilting this time. Right?
I'm going old school.
All right.
It worked out for me last time, so I'm going to do it again.
You ready, Jose?
We're ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, crossfire.
You son of a...
Aaron is a pretty good lead right now, but
After the Avengers are done assembling, after all the dust is settled in, my hair is spinning. I walk home with this.
Aaron is now kind of officially off the logo in the center of the stage. Every factory city is rough, isn't it, buddy?
Thank you, Eric, for refereeing. Patrick, thank you so much for dressing us. That was a fierce battle.
Thanks for letting your guest win.
I didn't want to deceive the audience. Patrick, thank you so much. Hey, do you want Crossfire the game for your home, maybe for your office? I don't know. Yes. We're going to be offering this up as one of our raffle prizes at intermission. So hey, if you want it, buy tickets. It'll be great.